What's up, YouTube? Today we're gonna try and take the skid steer and put it in the shop. I'm hoping that it fits. I've got about 4 inches of clearance, but I'm gonna have to kind of come up and then down. So I'm hoping I don't stick the cab into lights or anything like that. I got plenty of room between there and the rafters. I think I'll be fine there, but I might tear the lights out of the ceiling. We're gonna take the mulching head into the shop and see if we can work on some play in this head. Either the bolts are wore or the pinholes are wore, and I'm just gonna try and figure it out, see if it's something I can fix. It'd be better than getting out on a job and having it break and then, you know, having no way to fix it. Come on. Today doesn't look all that bad, but since last night it's been misting and freezing. So I went up, tried to get on the road this morning, took the four-wheeler up there. All 4 tires were spinning. So needless to say, I didn't go to work this morning. But we're gonna find something to do, and I think this is something to do. I think the machine ought to be just about warmed up, so let's get this bucket off and get it in the shop. Alright, so this is my Cat FAE HM315B forestry mulching head. I like it. But anyways, this right here is floppy. And when it vibrates or picks something up, sometimes it rattles. I don't like that. So I want to look and see exactly what it is. I know I've got some slack in these pins here, and I feel like the ones on the bottom, well, they're decent. They aren't great, but they're decent. And that looks, well, not really sure. I don't know if that, I've kind of figured that ran all the way through this, but it doesn't. But I have no idea how a man is supposed to get to it. I bet the back of the bolt is behind that. Anyways, I'm less worried about these and more of the top ones. If I can get the top ones cleaned up, I think there's going to be slack where it's worn a groove in it. But there's a chance the bolts are just wore out. Either way, we're going to get in there and see what we can find. That's all my weight. That's all I got. I was gonna buy an impact the other day. I didn't do it. 1 1/16. You see I beat on this one, but my breaker bar is in my truck and I just don't want to walk up there to get it, so I'm sure this is great for this wrench. Let's see if it's gonna move before I get that nut off of it. Yeah, it's gonna go. But I need you in there. Yeah. Looking good. That's all wallered out. The bolt's chewed through a little, but it's not the end of the world, I guess. Who knows? Maybe it is the end of the world. So I found this inside of here. Whoa. Tried to kill me. Did you see that? Anyways, so that needs welded back in. That's what this goes through. And that would make it a lot better. It would also keep these edges from trying to wear into the bolt. So I'm gonna have to clean that up, weld that back in there, and honestly, I may find a little piece of scrap steel and weld it in there, but most likely I'll just fill that with weld. And I don't know, maybe I got some pipe around here. If I got some pipe, I might just make a new one. We'll see what happens. I'll see what I can find. So, I found some pipe that matches, because I save scrap steel all the time. And, you know, sometimes it seems like a mess, but the moment you get rid of it, and it's worth almost nothing when you sell it. But anyways, this is chipped up, tore up. We're just going to replace it with a new one. Our bolt fits right in it. That'll be way less janky sounds. So I have taken the whole bar off. I left the other side on so I don't have to try and hold this up. Plus it's gonna fall on stuff because I got stuff in here. So I'm looking at this. I had to stand that little pin back up because this end is closed. That wasn't super fun, but it was doable. I'm trying to decide, do I try and cut a piece to go on the inside and just weld it in place and fill the edge with weld? Or do I try and drill that out bigger, which I think is going to be an absolute pain because it's wallered, you know, and it won't fit in that hole. So I'd have to make it bigger, and in order to get it exactly where I want it so that this lines up straight, and it's going to have to line up with the other one when it's done. I don't know. It would most certainly be stronger if I ran the pipe all the way through the hole, welded the outside edge, some of the inside edge, and then you know, just ground it down smooth so that it could fit back in between here. So 2 3/8. So I'm going to cut some pieces, 2 3/8. I might as well go ahead and make 4 of them, and then start figuring out how to grind this out. I'm hoping that's going to be something I can do because I really don't have a tool for it. I'm going to try and use the Dremel. It's served me pretty well in the past, but this is a pretty big task. Like it may not do it, but we'll see. Yeah, you would think that I would have tools to make this happen. I have tools to do just about everything, but this I don't. I got my pipe measured. I'm going to be using that to hold it, but I'll be blowing it away where it'll only be hitting the wood stove. A little warning, you want to be careful running a grinder anywhere around your machine. Grinding or welding is going to end up damaging your paint, and it's definitely going to ruin your front glass if you got the plastic. I don't know about the glass one, but the whatever it is, plexi, whatever, it gets damaged. So yeah, you're not going to want to grind towards it or weld against it. So I got our piece made here. I use it as a template for all the other ones, obviously, but that way I can get everything centered and where I want it. But it's kind of got the steel hammered around the edges here, and I'm thinking that's a lot less that I have to cut off if I grind it down nice and smooth and clean now. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, now we find out just how bad today's actually going to be. Wonderful. All right, let's see if you can see this. I got a little bit more technical in, you know, measuring it side to side, up and down. That way, this is going to line up when it goes through there. When it goes all the way through, it'll set inside here. I can weld the outside, the bottom of this side, which will help. And yeah, that should do it. To save myself a little embarrassment, I went ahead and tried this. And it didn't work so good. I mean, it works. It'll be good for cleaning up the last bit, maybe. But what I did find, I have several bastard files, and it's cutting it really good. I've about got that edge right there down to where I want it. So that's the way I'm gonna do it. Well, we've made one side. Granted, it's still ugly from all that, but we're gonna fill that. But I ended up putting it over here in this vise. This is, at first I didn't like it as well as being on the floor, but my back's gonna appreciate it. But anyways, you know, only like 1,000 more to go. So we've made it to the outside edge of our holes. Let's see how it fits. Oh, is it gonna make it? Yeah, there we go. So now, all we gotta do is get the rest of them ready, weld them up. The whole time I'm thinking there's gotta be another way to do this. And there is. Like, I should have bought a plasma cutter a long time ago, but I didn't. And I'm sure I've got a whole bunch of welding and machinist buddies who are they're gonna tell me, oh, we could have done that, or, you know, you should have used this tool, or don't you have one of these? And they're all gonna be right. Absolutely right. All right, let's see if this will go together. Oh, jeez. Perfect. Easy money. guys, we're on our last hole. Well, for this one anyways. I'll have to pull the other side after I get this one put back on. That way that I don't have to lay the head down, or the push bar anyways, not the head. I'll get this one finished and then I can disassemble the other side. And for any of you guys who are like, oh, you should have used a better tool, that's stupid. One, it's working. And two, if you think I wanted to do this the Little House on the Prairie way, you're crazy. So, yeah. Anyways, enjoy. Alrighty, so we got our little pieces here. Stick them in the hole. Got it. There we go. Fits in there nice. I want to set it down where I chamfered the edges on them, the inside of this hole and that. I get some weld in there. Got it all cleaned up. We're gonna hit her with the old Hobart. See how they do. Watch your eyes. Gotta hold her in place. Okay, so it's cold in here. So before I go to welding this, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little heat on it to warm it up. I ain't no welder. I'm sure you guys are saying that right now anyways. Proper ventilation would be smart. Get in here close where you can see what I did. I'll go ahead and lay another bead probably around the outside of that just to harden it, and I'll have to grind it down a little bit to make it fit, I believe. Maybe not. If I don't, I won't. Alright, she's still hot, but I eventually want to put a little bit of paint on these, so I'll probably do that today. I went ahead and ground them down just a little bit so there wouldn't be a bunch of rubbing and wear in there. So here we go. You know what I might ought to do? Get my Little House on the Prairie rasping right through that hole a little bit, because I did it with flux core wire, so you know it's a mess. Let's try this again. It's a little bit snug. I'm glad I decided to grind it down. Ooh, there's one. What about you? Which that one actually goes in from the other side, but Yeah, that is gonna work. Remember the way it used to shake back and forth? That's nice and solid. I'll have to do the other side now, but I won't make you guys watch that. We'll just let you guys have a pass on that. I'm stoked about that. Those bottoms they'll need a little something, but they're not nearly as bad as these were. These had that channel in them, and it made it where it could flop back and forth. I'd roll the bucket back and it'd stop, and ching, ching, ching. This is way better. Just in case anybody's curious, I went ahead and put some grease inside of here to maybe slow the wear down. I figure it's just gonna, you know, pick up debris, but for the most part, I'm throwing wood chips, so there's gonna be some rock, but I figured that way maybe slow down some of the wear. And I put some Loctite on these. These are lock nuts, and they have a lock washer. As you can see, I got a little Loctite in there. Haven't tightened that one yet. But you don't want this stuff vibrating apart. Even when your head's perfectly balanced, you go to eat in a tree, there's a lot of vibration. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna stoke the fire and warm it back up in here, and then I'm gonna jump on the other side. Remember to pound that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and God bless. Check you later. Well, there it is, finished product. A little grease oozing out, perfect. I painted the ends a little so they wouldn't rust. I would kind of like to take this old head and paint it up and make it nice again, but it is solid. Now I go and try and shake it. No more of that. No more of that janky jiggle. It's looking good. I went about it arguably the hardest way possible, but I got it done. Sometimes in life, that's just what you got to do. Sometimes, you know, you're given nothing and you got to make something out of it. So just keep taking a step forward. If you want to succeed, that's what you got to do.